Look at this phone. Like, seriously? Oh my gosh. Oh hi, I didn't see you there. I was too busy typing on my physical keyboard on my brand new smartphone. I'm so excited. I've been looking for a phone like this for so long because like smartphones, too distracting. You just get absorbed in whatever. Dumb phones, too dumb. Like I need Google Maps or I'm gonna get lost. But this phone is the perfect middle ground. It has any app you want and it has a physical keyboard, which is what I've been looking for forever, and it's really super cute. So I'm really excited to unbox this phone for you today and show you guys everything that I have to show you on here. Well, everybody, I am back and I've been using this phone now for just over 2 months. So I wanted to show you how I ended up setting up the phone and some pros and cons that I have discovered so far upon using it as my main phone when I leave the house. So, as you can see, it's still all Miffy. I have this set as my background, just says the time, cute little Miffy. And I've set this one as my background. I originally had a different background, but what I realized is with my theme is that the color on the top bar is based off your wallpaper, and my previous wallpaper had a yellow background, which made all of the buttons like this really ugly mustard yellow, and it took me so long to figure out why, and then I realized. So, this is my phone setup right now. You can scroll through all of my apps on the side, and you can use this tiny bar here for navigating. So how I've set this up is I discovered a launcher called Niagara Launcher, and this is what it looks like on the App Store. I was very skeptical at first, but the app actually was like, if you don't like it, just try us for a week and you will change your mind. And so I was like, okay, it's really different from what I'm used to, but I'll stick with it, and now I love it. So they were right. Basically, it's designed to help simplify your phone, minimize distractions, and I am really loving it so far. So I've actually been using the free version, and I don't really see anything wrong with keeping the free version. They do have more features if you try Pro, but honestly, I don't think you need it. So the features to improve your productivity is that you can hide apps that you don't use, you can have a usage breaker. There's lots of settings, honestly, that I still haven't even gone through because I'm happy with my current setup, but I thought I'd just flick through them very quickly. So here you can choose from, I think they include their own wallpapers. You can customize the size, the color. I have noticed that the color, the top bar still stays depending on what the wallpaper is, so I think that's just how it is. Now, the best thing about this app is that it gives you the apps all here and an alphabet here. So I've marked these ones as my favorites. You can swipe up to search all of your apps, or you can just scroll down the wheel, and it looks so cool when you do that. But I do like a really, really clean screen, and so what I've done is I've hidden the alphabet and I've hidden the names of my favorites, which means on the home screen, all you see is the icons of my favorite apps, my little widget to tell the time, and you can't even see the alphabet, but it does appear when you scroll your finger down. So I had some questions on TikTok. Mainly it was whether I can use the buttons to scroll through WhatsApp, and you can, so I'll show you that now. And then of course you can use the back buttons to go back, all the same stuff here. You can do the same on Instagram. And I have gotten a lot faster at using this phone. I was pretty slow at first, and I am still slower than using a standard phone. But honestly, it really, really helps with getting me off my phone, which was what I wanted anyway. So here we have Instagram. So you can scroll through people's stories, but the button isn't working to view them. So I suppose you can scroll, but then you still have to tap. This is my current story, because I redecorated my keys and they're so cute. I actually have an AliExpress haul coming up that shows you a lot of this stuff. So I've also set up my navigation so that I just have this tiny bar here. I don't like taking up too much of the screen, especially since it is such a small screen. So basically I do this. It's like a long press and swipe, and then my apps open up and I can close them. And then it's just a standard swipe up to go back. And that's what's been working for me. Now I want to show you how I've set up my keyboards. So just like any Android, you have the choice where you can use different input keyboards. I have the buttons so that it's accessible at all times. So I downloaded a keyboard called Traditional T9, and that's my standard keyboard, which means I can type like this and it will come up here. And it gives us multiple options. So currently it's on ABC/English, which means that we just do a standard old texting. So where if you want to type from the same line, you have to kind of wait a little bit and it goes over. What I like about this one is that it also has prediction. So if you press hash, it will change the setting to English. And then you have predictive typing. I wasn't very fast just then, but I am faster. Usually I use a combination of the two. I haven't figured out yet how to like add a dictionary word to the predictive typing. So when I try and type yay, it autocorrects to yaya. And then if I try and press back on the A, then it changes the word. So then I end up having to go back to the ABC and just manually type yay. So I've kind of learnt just from memory and practice, like which words don't really work, and then I can quickly switch over, and then you can also go to numbers here as well. And now the issue I found here is that there are some like kind of glitchy bits with the emojis. If you go to the auto predict English setting, you can flick across and as you can see, it's a little bit, you can flick across and there should be emojis. Hold on, let me go to the paragraph. Maybe that's why. No, it's just glitching. Perfect example of, just some issues, which is why I don't use this keyboard for emojis. What I do, because I also am learning Japanese and this is a phone that I take when I leave the house. So when I'm in class, if I need to Google something or translate something, I need to have a Japanese keyboard. So what I've done is I've downloaded the Gboard, the Google keyboard, and I've made my only language Japanese. So it does pop up on the screen, obviously, because I don't have Japanese characters here, but that means I'm able to type in Japanese, like that. Now this is where I go for my emojis. I basically just click the button here and then you have your standard emojis. And I found there's probably maybe an easier way, but this is how I figured out works best for me. And then as well, when you have the Japanese emoji keyboard, you get kawamoji as well, which gives you a whole plethora of fun little emojis to use as well. Now, honestly, I haven't really used this camera. Occasionally, I'll send a Snapchat if I'm out of the house, but it's kind of just laying dormant. It does mean that when I do take a photo, it's almost more like nostalgic instantly because I'll go through to Google Photos, which is, there's no built-in photo app, so you do have to download an external one. And it just means like the photos I end up with are just really random and kind of fun to flick through. A lot of it's food that I've made, random flowers, me in a change room, at a bar in Japan. This is me walking in Kinosaki. I just randomly filmed it on this phone and I don't think I'll ever transfer it because it's not the greatest quality, but it's just a fun video to watch sometimes. Oh, one last thing I wanted to show you is a funny story, is that in my Japanese class, the remote batteries died and they could not find spare batteries to turn on the TV. And we use the TV to project the teacher's iPad or laptop. So we really need it to work. And I was like, wait a minute, this phone has infrared on the top. Surely that could work. So I opened up the remote app and I literally just went add, and then I found TV and I found TLC, and then I said the TV is off. And then it made me test the button and the TV turned on. And then suddenly my phone was a remote for that TV for the day. So I thought that that was like just a fun little story to kind of be like, wow, it actually came in handy, this phone. So I've kind of gone through some of the pros of this phone, including there is a super great battery life. I've actually only had this battery die once because usually when I leave the house, if I get a message on Instagram, it's honestly a little bit too much hassle to reply. If I really want to have a proper reply and not just an okay, I'll just wait until I get home and I'll reply on this phone. So it kind of delays, it shifted my need of having to reply to people straight away because I can just wait till I get home. It's easier. I have more time to think about a reply. So while that may seem like an inconvenient thing if this is the only phone you have, if you do have another phone, like I do, and you're kind of segregating them. So this is my outdoor phone. I'll take this when I leave the house. It can make phone calls, you can listen to music, you can connect your Bluetooth headphones, it can connect to your car. It has Google Maps, it has Uber, it has Life 360, it has everything you need a phone to be. It just makes texting more inconvenient. So you can still do it, but the way that I'm doing it is that when I'm home, I still use this phone for replying to Instagram, posting on social media, kind of the basic stuff, you know, photo editing. But this one is my standard phone connected to WhatsApp, it has my SIM card, etc. Having said that, this does work in Australia, but it only connects to 4G. So it doesn't connect to any 5G towers, which I have realized gives me a few issues when I'm doing phone calls. So it does actually work better if I call people over Facebook Messenger, because then it uses internet. I don't know what the difference is in terms of using cellular data and like network data. Someone educate me. Anyway, phone calls do cut in and out a little bit. And when I click loudspeaker, people can't seem to hear me. So I have had some calling issues on here. I do think that when the next Z Flip comes out, I do want to get that. So I might not continue to use this phone. The main reason I got this phone is because this one is kaput. The battery does not last very long. I keep getting pop-ups saying there's issues with the battery. To be fair, it is like 5 years old and a bit smashed up. So this is really just a temporary phone for me, but it has been a fun experiment on reducing my phone time out of the house, because I find that when I'm hanging out with friends, I have no need to open my phone. I've even thought about like, oh, I wonder if I should Google that. And I just don't, because one, it's too much effort, and two, I realize it's not actually that important to Google the thing straight away, you know? So I've been a lot more present when hanging out with my friends. In terms of the phone cutting out and stuff, that's honestly like the main con. It connects to my phone and I can play music through my speakers, but for some reason when people call me as well, even on Messenger, it doesn't come through my phone speakers, and I haven't been able to figure that out yet. So that's also another con. But I can't really think of anything else that's worse than that. Like, that's pretty much it. The screen protector that it came with is pretty lousy. I looked on Reddit and other people that bought it have the same opinion. They kind of just ended up peeling theirs off, which I might end up doing anyway. I don't know if it's just because the screen is curved slightly, or it's just like a badly designed screen protector. It is quite a cheap phone. It's only 350 Australian, which is probably like $270, $280 US maybe. So you're not breaking bank by buying this when you compare it to, I think Z Flips are like $2,000 now. It's actually kind of crazy. But anyway, I feel like I've said enough about this phone. Please let me know in the comments below if you are tempted now to get one of these. I believe it is the perfect in-between point between a smartphone and a dumb phone, because let's be real, in this day and age, you do need a phone that can access Google Maps. You do need a phone that can access Uber. You know, it would be really hard to get around life without apps, unfortunately. At least for me, and I'm sure for a lot of you guys as well. So let me know in the comments below if you're tempted to get one of these phones. I actually do recommend it. Unless you talk on the phone all the time, then maybe try and get a different phone. But the reason why I really love this is because I knew it was still going to work in Australia despite not getting the 5G. I've still never had trouble sending texts or photos. And yeah, I'm going to keep using this for at least another couple of months, and I'm sure I will continue loving it just as much as I still love it now. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. If you have any questions about things on this phone, do let me know in the comments or on TikTok, and I'll probably make a TikTok video about it or a YouTube short. So thank you guys for watching. I would also, if you really enjoyed this video, recommend this one here. I love doing phone decoration videos, so I think you might like this one if you think this phone is cute. Because look at it. Doesn't that look nice? And also you can subscribe to me here if you enjoyed this video. I would really, really appreciate that. And I'll see you all next time. Bye!